Hello, I'm Beth Carroll.
And I'm Dave Mattson. Here's what's in the news at 5:30.
A sting operation in Boston today, and 106 people have been arrested and charged in a car insurance scam. The governor's auto theft strike force and the FBI launched their sting today, and the people they snared were marched into state and federal courts in Boston. The undercover operation began 15 months ago when 2 undercover officers posed as junk dealers. People would bring their cars to the junkyard to be crushed. Then those car owners would file for a full insurance claim.
The magnitude of the insurance fraud, which was disclosed by this undercover operation, can be estimated by looking at the sums that have been paid out by the insurance companies. To date, the insurance companies have paid $565,000 out in false claims on cars that were taken in the course of this undercover operation.
The FBI plans to continue more sting operations all across the state.
The reading, writing, and arithmetic test scores are out for thousands of Western Massachusetts students. There's cause for rejoicing, as well as some concern, as we hear from Cy Becker.
All right. The news from this test score report released today in West Springfield is both good and bad. First, the good news. The majority of 3rd graders, 6th graders, and 9th graders tested came up with passing grades. The downside, according to State Education Commissioner Harold Reynolds, is that some groups came up short.
Black children, Hispanic children, children living in disadvantaged urban communities, and those whose parents have low levels of education face future educational failure.
One answer in the report calls for getting parents involved with the way their kids are doing in class.
There's got to be a reach out to parents to be sure that the parents are not afraid to come in, are not holding back, are aware of how important their interest, their concern, their motivation is for their children.
There's a bottom line to the report's conclusions. The commissioner is saying that youngsters cannot afford failing grades.
And in our society at this time, if you don't get an education, your prospects for the future are poor to very, very bad.
Thumbing through the report, we find such conclusions as girls consistently getting higher marks than boys, at least in the 3rd, 6th, and 9th grades. In West Springfield, Cy Becker, News Center 22.
And Reynolds is promising to open the state's checkbook to help communities build up those test scores. Well, some of Springfield's elementary school students are reading like they've never read before, and it's all due to a program that's drawing national attention. These 2nd graders at the Pottinger School are taking part in Friendly's Reading Incentive Program. When a child in the program reads 5 books, they receive a certificate for a free ice cream cone. When a student finishes each book, they meet with an adult for a book chat, which tests their knowledge on what they've read.
We have found that probably the most significant aspect of the program is the book chat, because it's an opportunity for a child to sit down and have a one-on-one conversation with an adult where the child is actually receiving recognition for the fine reading that they're doing.
The program runs for a 10-week period in selected elementary schools in Springfield. It's sponsored by Friendly's and coordinated by the Springfield School Volunteers. This week, the program received one of Family Circle magazine's Leader of Recognitions Award. As the youngsters find they're now getting into the reading habit, and they're learning a lot.
Help people be friends and make-believe things. It's fun to read out the words, and you learn.
And there's one more incentive. Once a student reads 12 books, their name is placed in one of the books in the school library.
Music has a dramatic effect on the lives of many people. The Community Music School of Springfield gives everyone who goes there a chance to develop to their fullest musical capabilities. Tom Pollard brings us to this very important and unique music school on In Touch with Western Massachusetts.
The Community Music School of Springfield, based at New North School in Springfield, is one of 200 such nonprofit organizations across the country that offers the young and the old, regardless of economic background, an opportunity to explore their musical capabilities.
The school was founded in 1983 by myself and a number of other local people who felt that there was a need for the highest quality yet the least expensive musical training in the area, in Greater Springfield, the Greater Springfield area.
Eric Backrack and Heinke Brendler take care of the daily operations at the school.
We have the very young children who we've started a program for this last fall We did not have anything before, and we really started it because we had so many phone calls about what do we do with these 4-, 5-, and 6-year-olds that are not ready to play an instrument.
Exploration of music is for children as young as 3 years old. Frances Shames is their instructor.
Children have instinctively love music, and this class is designed to expose them to the entire world of music. I really don't believe in starting a child with a private lesson in a special instrument before they know what the whole world of music is.
When the community music school was first founded in 1983, there were only a handful of students. Today, only 4 years later, they have literally grown out of their home here at the New North School. Tomorrow, we'll look at another reason why the Community Music School of Springfield is so successful. In Springfield, Tom Pollard in touch with Western Massachusetts, News Center 22.
Tomorrow, Tom will take us to meet a 7-year-old flutist.
It's an unlikely combination. A Longmeadow dentist and a Springfield engineer have teamed up to solve one of the great dental problems of our time, notched teeth. And as Stasi Haropoulos reports tonight, dentists across the nation are paying attention to this Greater Springfield team.
Teeth like this have been known to snap right off.
As long as people have had teeth, dentists have been trying to figure out why those teeth crack, erode, and snap off. And now, James Massey, an engineering professor at Western New England College in Springfield, has helped to solve this mystery.
There are a lot of things going on in the mouth. There are a lot of acids. There are a lot of forces and stresses that are going on. We looked at the problems associated with what we call stress corrosion cracking. And now you see things like stress corrosion cracking on bent bumpers.
He's pulling away because these areas are sensitive.
Dr. John Grippo was the other half of this team. He discovered that when some of his patients ground their teeth at night or clenched hard with their jaws while they slept, they developed a strange bone growth.
I had flattened the surfaces of my teeth by apparently clenching my jaw in my sleep. That in itself was responsible for the pain.
In the past, historically, when we saw notches in teeth or erosions, they were either blamed on the toothbrushing habits, poor toothbrushing habits, or due to injuries through eating various substances like lemon juice and citrus fruits.
Right now, Grippo is using a mouth guard to help solve this problem. It appears to be working, and his patients are glad they finally have some hope.
It's unfortunate that it has to happen, but I mean, they seem to have a molding process that can take care of the problem and fill in the gaps and all, so at least there's a solution, you know, that you can take for it.
Stasi Haropoulos, News Center 22, East Longmeadow.
By the way, Drs. Grippo and Massey are just back from a major dental conference down south where they presented their message.
A recent poll conducted for the nation's blood banks reveals that fear of AIDS is the #2 health worry among Americans. This fear of AIDS has prompted many people to store blood in case they need a transfusion. Dr. Dina Dell reports that doctors are learning that your recovery may depend on what form of transfusion you get.
If you think about it, a blood transfusion is rather amazing. Blood is a flowing, living organ that we can easily take from one person and give to another. And although transplanting regular organs is technically more complicated, we are learning that transfusing blood has its own complexities. For instance, we know that kidney transplant patients will do much better if they happen to have blood transfusions during surgery. The transfusions may help to suppress the immune system somehow, so the new kidney isn't rejected. On the other hand, new research from the University of Rochester shows certain cancer patients who get transfusions may be far more likely to have their cancers reoccur. There seems to be a difference in the kind of blood used. Whole blood, which has the oxygen-carrying red blood cells plus the serum, versus just the red blood cells themselves. Patients undergoing surgery for prostate, colon, rectal, or cervical cancer who received whole blood transfusions had significantly higher rates of reoccurrence of the cancer. For instance, patients who got just 1 unit of whole blood had a 45% recurrence rate compared to only 12% in patients receiving just red blood cells from that blood. And it goes up with each extra unit of blood. 2 units of whole blood meant patients had more than a 50% chance of having their cancer come back. Those are not very good odds. We're not really sure of the reason for all this, but if you're a cancer patient and you're headed for surgery, you might want to talk to your surgeon about using red blood cells versus whole blood. But realize red blood cells themselves don't solve the whole problem. But surgeons really don't care which they use, so it's worth bringing up. In the meantime, you might consider donating your own blood until we get to the bottom of this whole thing. I'm Dr. Dean Adele.
Tomorrow, Dr. Adele has an encouraging word on something that works for smokers who have given up on quitting.
Well, if you're paying attention, or I suppose even if you aren't paying attention, you know that we aren't inside. It'd be hard to top today. Weather-wise, absolutely gorgeous.
It was nice to get a change of scenery. Meteorologist Steve Caparizzo will look back at just how great a day it was when News Center 22 returns.
Take a turn for the better. Come to Cook Builder Supply. Turn at the Kmart Plaza in West Springfield and discover a do-it-yourselfer's paradise. Everything in building materials from plastic pipe to patio break. Turn to Cook Builders to repair, install, or build anything. Waterproof your basement, repair your roof, or build a patio. You can do it with ideas, advice, and supplies from Cooks. Turn your home into a showplace. Turn to Cook Builder Supply today and see fantastic results tomorrow.
They're here now in Western Mass, the new generation of Honda Accords for 1987 at your Western Mass Honda dealers. You'll see Honda Accords, LX, LXI, and DX sedans and hatchbacks with new improved aerodynamic styling and unique four-wheel double wishbone suspension. See why Honda continues to be first in owner loyalty and why more people in Western Mass buy Honda than any other import. See your Western Mass Honda dealers who say, when you're happy, we're happy.
I picked this career because I need a challenge. My job is demanding, but rewarding. That's why I like my new Michelin Sport EPX tires. They can handle just about any demands I make on them. If your lifestyle demands performance, the Michelin Sport EPX delivers. I rely on my tires to get me where news is happening. Great handling in any weather, when I need it.
Tonight's news was brought to you by Michelin.
Literally.
Free alignment with purchase of 4 tires during Moonlight Madness at all Bob Wiener tire stores. Announcing No Interest Month at Kavanaugh's. During No Interest Month at Kavanaugh's, you can take up to 12 months to pay for any furniture you purchase with no interest. That's right, no interest for 12 months. Take 12 months to pay for any furniture purchased in March at No Interest Month at Kavanaugh's.
Well, on nice days like today, you usually find Steve Caparizzo outside, so I guess they were sick of hearing us complain, and the powers that be put us outside, too.
Right, fair's fair, and today, boy, it felt like a summer's day out there, but when you look outside, no leaves on the trees. They're still on the ground, so it's far away from summer, but it sure felt like it. Steve, what's in store for us tomorrow?
Well, Beth and Dave, we have a so-so day coming in tomorrow. Looks like our stretch of beautiful weather will be coming to an end. I'm at the Little River Recreational Area in Westfield, and it's been a beautiful day, in fact, more typical of June. We have all kinds of folks out here enjoying the nice weather. We have a lot of people out playing tennis. It's been one of those days to get outside in the shorts and short sleeve shirts to enjoy the nice weather. And over here, I was involved in some of these activities. We have some folks playing basketball. I'm a little bit tired out here. There's even a guy taking his shirt off. He's waving to Mom there, and nice night to play basketball and enjoy the weather. So it looks like the best weather will be tonight. Then after that, we have the rain coming in late tonight and tomorrow morning. Just a reminder that we will be able to enjoy the sunlight a little bit longer coming up in a couple of weeks. Daylight savings time is starting early this year, Sunday, April 5th at 2 a.m. Turn your clocks ahead 1 hour before you go to bed Saturday night. So it's starting about 3 weekends early this year, daylight savings time. Let's run down what happened today. Up to 73 degrees. There's the record high, 78, 1910. So we did not break a record today. Down to 31 this morning, and the record low, 9 above zero, 1956. Temperature 66, super dry air, humidity 26%, dew point 31. We have a southwest wind at 10 miles per hour and a falling barometer 29.96. Now, for the most part, we still have clear skies over most of New England, but there are some clouds To the west, temperatures are holding up there. Even along the coast today, it warmed up nicely. It's 66 in Springfield, Bradley Field 67. We have 66 over at the National Weather Service in Worcester. Boston is now cooling off, and so is the Cape, with a bit of a sea breeze moving in. Temperatures in the Hudson Valley between 65 and 68. Radar is picking up quite a bit of activity, showers to our west, even some heavier thunderstorms in Pennsylvania. That's something we'll have to deal with during tomorrow. More likely showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, and then a little bit drier weather moving in for Friday. So my forecast for tonight, we'll have clear skies during this evening, beautiful weather, and temperatures cooling off later tonight as the clouds roll in, maybe a shower towards morning, 40 to 45. For tomorrow, mostly cloudy, noticeably cooler, some showers around, 53 to 58 with a light south wind. For tomorrow night, becoming partly cloudy, lows 35 to 40, and if you have any plans for this evening, beautiful weather with temperatures in the 50s, a nice night to enjoy some tennis or some volleyball or even some basketball. Beautiful weather for us, and it looks like this will be the end of it as we have the clouds rolling in late tonight. Back to you, Beth and Dave.
Shucks, I was hoping it would go on forever.
Me too.
Well, we have some useful information up next for you on News Center 22. We'll help you with your search for employment.
And News Center 22 tax law specialist Paul Strassels will help you get the most mileage out of your moving expenses. We'll be right back.
Hey, Dad, get up. There's a big sale going on at Medeiros-Williams Chevrolet.
Really, Mabel? Thanks. George, get up. Medeiros-Williams Chevrolet is having a huge car sale.
George, it's Fred. Hurry up. There's a great sale going on at Medeiros-Williams Chevrolet.
I got mine yesterday.
The tax changes that they've written here on Capitol Hill for 1987 are the most sweeping in history.
H&R Block knows you're concerned. This year, put them on your side. They're pledged to finding you the biggest refund you're entitled to.
Get back everything you've got coming.
I couldn't have done it without you.
No way. I couldn't have done it without H&R Block.
H&R Block, where more Americans find a bigger refund.
What can we find for you?
Now you can afford to decorate your home. At Home Fabric Mills, every item is on sale at up to 30% off. Now through March 28th, save on first quality, colorful prints, upholstery, and drapery fabric, all at prices you wouldn't have thought possible. All accessories, including Kirsch rods, are 15% off, and custom drapery labor is 20% off, including quilted bedspreads and balloon shades. Come on in now through March 28th for our spring store-wide sale at Home Fabric Mills in Chester, Connecticut, and Belchertown, Massachusetts.
Listen to the heartbeat.
Chevrolet announces the biggest savings program ever on S10 compact pickups and Blazers. Special 3.9% financing, or up to $600 back. Plus, Chevy has made it possible for dealers to pass on savings of up to $750 on options. And with certain specially equipped trucks, you could save up to $2,095.
Save hundreds, even thousands more with special financing as low as 3.9%. Now at your Western Mass Chevy dealers. But hurry, this is a limited time offer.
Turning now to taxes, our tax specialist Paul Strassels tells us why it'll be more difficult to deduct moving expenses this year than if you had moved in 1986.
1 out of 5 American families moved in 1986, and about the same percentage will move in 87. Those who had a job-related move in 1986 get a better deal than those who moved this year, thanks to the 1986 Tax Reform Act. Those who moved in 86 will have to file the long Form 1040, but they will not have to itemize their other deductions on Schedule A. For those planning to move in 1987, you'll have to file the long Form 2, and you'll also have to include your moving expenses in with your other itemized deductions on Schedule A. That'll make it more difficult to get much benefit from your moving costs. Regardless of what year you move, you'll still have to send in Form 3903, Moving Expense Adjustment, when you file. What's deductible? The cost of the moving van, truck and trailer rental, boxes, storage, shipping, pre-move house hunting expenses, and the cost of putting your family up for a month in temporary quarters. There are other long-standing requirements to satisfy. Your new place of work has to be at least 35 miles further away from your old home than your old job was. You have to work at your new location at least 39 weeks out of the year following the move. It does not have to be for the same employer. If you're self-employed, you have to work at least 78 weeks out of the 2 years following the move. For married couples, either one of you can meet the work rule. The question always comes up, What year should you claim your deduction? The year of the move or the year you satisfy the work rule? Take the tax deduction for the year the move took place. If it later turns out that you failed to satisfy the work rule, you can always send in an amended return. This is Paul Strassels reporting.
On Friday, Paul explains that you don't have to be self-employed or a businessman to deduct business expenses.
If you are looking for work or interested in changing jobs, News Center 22 would like to help. Here's a list of some job opportunities in the area. A town engineer is needed in western Massachusetts. 5 years of experience is necessary. That job pays $32,000 a year. An asphalt supervisor is wanted in Springfield with 3 years of experience. That position pays $500 a week. And a construction equipment operator is needed in Springfield with 3 years of experience. That job pays $8 an hour. Should you be interested in any of these positions, you can contact the Division of Employment Security Monday through Friday in Springfield.
John Dutzman is up next with his look at sports. Area auto racing fans won't have long to wait for action. Their season is ready to begin.
And John will also have the latest on the Red Sox versus Roger Clemens situation. Don't go away.
Maxi Drug, a Maxi discount drugstore. Finally, the saving begins Thursday. Maxi Drug.
Hey, New England, with financing as low as 3.9%, you're going to get a great truck deal from your local Nissan dealer. In fact, you can save as much as $1,300 or get up to $800 cash back.
$800?
New England Nissan. We've got the trucks, we've got the bucks, we've got the deals. Get up to $800 cash back. Can we give you a deal?
We are New England Nissan men. Yes, we can. Yes.
Offer ends April 2nd.
Shop right today. It's a service deli filled with delicious fresh meats, cheeses, and salads, including over 20 low-salt and reduced-fat varieties. It's custom slicing your order the way you like it, thick or thin. So come in and taste a free sample. Because we want you to like what you buy at ShopRite today. Better service, more variety, and low prices. That's ShopRite today.
Fact. One of the nation's finest home furnishing stores is within an easy drive from your home. At Hayden's, discover the quality and beauty Hayden's is famous for. Discover that at Hayden's you can afford quality furniture. Discover your home at Hayden's. Hayden Wayside Furniture in Enfield. Open evenings until 9, except Saturday.
Roger Clemens broke his silence today, but there were no surprises.
Well, you know, he heard about the TV 22 poll, and I think he's looking for public sympathy now, don't you?
I guess so. He just wanted to get everything off his chest because nothing new here, nothing dramatic. Did not drop a bombshell. Nothing earth-shattering was uttered by Roger Clemens today at his news conference in Houston. He intends to hold out until the Sox give him what he wants, and he thinks they're trying to make an example of him.
I want to play in Boston. I've enjoyed the challenges that have been presented to me there. I enjoy the tradition that's there in that ballpark. I enjoy the fan notoriety that I get there, how observant they are, how knowledgeable they are of the game. I like that. I like pitching in Fenway Park, and I like what I'm doing there right now. So other than that, you know, I haven't played for anybody else, and I don't wish to.
Okay, we'll have more on that in just a bit. The great local racing tradition comes to life at Riverside Speedway in Agawam this weekend. Bob Rumble was down at Riverside, and he had a chance to drive the pace car. Tells you how things are shaping up.
They'll be back on the track again Saturday night as Riverside Park Speedway opens its 1987 season. The finishing touches are being put on, and things are just about ready to go.
We resurfaced and rebanked the racetrack last year, and it seems to have weathered real well over the winter, so we think the cars will go as fast or faster. As you can see, we put a new wheel fence on the front straightaway, and all the reserve seats are brand new upstairs.
Now this year, Riverside will be unique. It'll be the only track in New England to run NASCAR modifieds on a weekly basis.
The size of the race facility, I think, has an awful lot to do with it here at Riverside Park Speedway. Financially, I don't believe some of the other tracks could still maintain a NASCAR modified program like we're running, and to be able to sell it for the price that we're selling it for.
However, with the number of NASCAR modified tracks dwindling and a satellite tour being developed, is there a worry that this type of racing will sometime go the way of the dinosaur?
There is that worry, but for now, we're one of the tracks that remains, and as a result, we pack them in every Saturday night.
As usual, Riverside has a couple of special tricks up its sleeve for this season.
We have a major NASCAR Modified Tour event, which will be a big midweek event. We're going to have midgets here for the very first time, and a big 4th of July extravaganza, and of course our fabulous endurance races. I mean,
Oh, by the way, I won't be racing Saturday. In Agawam, I'm Bob Rumble, News Center 22.
All right, that's the way Bob gets the highlights back to the mountain in time for the 11 o'clock news. Well, News Center 22 wants to know your opinion of the instant replay rule in the NFL. If you like the rule, you have a chance to argue with me on a show that we will tape next week. So if you like the rule, I said it's the worst rule created by mammals. Argue with Dutzman. Send your postcards now to WWLP TV, Box 2210, Springfield, Mass. 01102. And on the back of that postcard, put the reason why you like that rule, and you may be the lucky guest on our argument show that we will tape next Thursday.
So what do they win?
They win the script and a pen and your handkerchief.
And an appearance with you.
Yes.
What more could you ask for?
Gee, maybe we should enter.
You already told me that I wasn't eligible the other day, Dave, so we're out. Thanks, John. In the next half hour of News Center 22, the latest on the Agawam sewage dumping into the Westfield River.
Those 3 young men who allegedly killed that buck deer at Laughing Brook earlier this year were arraigned today in Hampden County Superior Court.
This is Lynn Barry. A fire in Ware leaves 5 families homeless. We'll have that story for you coming up.
One size heats all of Hartford, and Springfield's mayor likes that idea. I'm Steve Brown. That story coming up.
We'll see what people are doing on this sunny and warm day. Look at the day on Wall Street and also bring you lots more news, weather, and sports. All coming up tonight from 6 to 6:30, so stay with us.
Madam believes bigger and better is always best. That's why we've come to Riverside Park. There's always more to do, just for fun, like playing a smashing game. And the rides. Riverside has more of them than at any other amusement park in New England. And there's always time for a quick bite to eat. But the #1 roller coaster in the country brings out the best in all of us. Once again, Riverside's brought out the best in Madam, and I welcome the change.
I'm a pointer. Pointing is my life. I hear a noise, I point. I see a bird, I point. And when I'm hungry, I point. And what do I get? If I could only talk, I'd say, hey, how about some of this for a change? How about something with real beef? How about some variety?
Gainsburger's dog food. Beefy, convenient. 2 or 3 times a week, give your dog something special.
You know what I mean?
Hey, Four Eyes, you must have been to Sterling for those wise eyes, 'cause you're looking like a million and you ain't no millionaire.
I was worried about my eyesight, so I had my eyes examined by the professionals at Sterling Optical. All it took was a new prescription to put my mind at ease.
Hey, wise eyes, you always know the smartest thing to do. Sterling's for those wise eyes like you.
As a New England Volkswagen dealer, I'm in a bit of a tight spot. You see, the factory is sending me truckloads of new Volkswagens, Jettas, GTIs, Golfs, Vanagons. I'm running out of room, and more are on the way. So if you want a great deal on a new Volkswagen, make me an offer. I'm in no position to refuse.
Now, through April 30th, you don't have to put the squeeze on your New England Volkswagen dealer because he's ready to give you a hell of a good deal.
Live, the news leader brings you more of Western Massachusetts' #1 hour of news and information. News Center 22 at 6.
Good evening once again. I'm Beth Carroll.
And I'm Dave Mattson. The alleged killers of that buck deer at Laughing Brook Wildlife Sanctuary were arraigned today in Hampden County Superior Court. One by one, they appeared before Judge Raymond Cross in Springfield. 20-year-old Kenneth Stukroff of Chicopee. 23-year-old Michael Monjo, who's also from Chicopee. along with 18-year-old Robert Dennis of Indian Orchard. They've been indicted on a variety of charges in connection with the killing of a deer in its pen last January. Authorities say that the deer was slain in a broad headhunting arrow, that is, and the carcass dragged to a waiting car. Meantime, Judge Cross took innocent pleas from the 3 defendants and continued the case for a conference hearing until May 15th.
Although it's been months since the tragedy, the deer killing is still having an impact on the public. This according to Laughing Brook Director Joe Benton.
Definitely. I think the awareness of the people in Springfield has greatly increased. There was just a tremendous feeling, and it still continues.
One recurring question to Laughing Brook personnel is whether that slain buck deer will ever be replaced. It's apparently a difficult question to answer.
The animals that come to Laughing Brook are here because they're human dependent, they're orphaned or injured. And the deer that we have been placed here by the State Division of Fish and Wildlife. And it could happen that this spring that they may find another orphan that they would place with us.
Remember that reward fund to help capture the culprits? The fund has reached $2,900, beyond all of Laughing Brook's expectations. How it's finally dispersed is up to agencies like the Audubon Society. Bad news for western Massachusetts towns and cities along the Connecticut River. Chances are your sewer system is probably leaking. Yesterday, News Center 22 brought you an exclusive story about raw sewage in Agawam pouring into the Westfield River. This untreated waste will end up in the Connecticut River. This is nothing new, says Edward Spencer, Executive Director of the Connecticut River Watershed Council. Spencer says many localities along the Connecticut have sewage systems that are old and leak into the river. It's a problem which will cost millions to repair, and Spencer says the state will have to team up with affected municipalities.
In Massachusetts, there is some state funding which will be available. And in this case, at the same time, it's going to require that the local communities allocate funds for this kind of cleanup.
Spencer says the total cost is staggering.
We're talking about millions, hundreds of millions of dollars.
Spencer says even if work began today on all the leaking sewer systems, it would be 1990 before raw sewage is stopped from pouring into the Connecticut River.
5 families in Ware are homeless tonight after fire drove them out of their apartments early this morning. Lynn Berry has more.
The fire started around 1 o'clock this morning in a shed outside one of the apartment buildings in Highland Village. Janice Rodriguez, her husband Anthony, and 2 daughters were among the people burned out.
Well, our neighbor next door came and was yelling that her shed was on fire and to call the fire department, but we didn't have a phone. So we were trying to rush around and find someone who had a phone so we could call.
All of the residents of the building were able to make it out on their own, and they were surprised to see the fire spread so fast.
When we got here, the ceiling and the roof was fully involved. It was going across the top of the building.
The Rodriguez turned out to be more fortunate than their neighbors. They lost very little property, but they are now faced with the loss of their home.
We're trying to decide if we should go to another apartment or if we should move in with in-laws until it's straightened out. So we're building a home soon and can't wait to get in there.
The American Red Cross was busy today trying to find temporary shelter for some of the other families, while at the same time the state fire marshal's office was called in to find out what touched off that early morning fire in the shed. In Ware, I'm Lynn Berry reporting for News Center 22.
And so far there is no estimate on how much damage that fire caused. Residents of Agawam and all of us here at TV 22 have lost a good friend, retired town firefighter Adolphus Junie Provost. Junie Provost died last night of a heart attack. He was 56. Provost served on the Agawam Fire Department for 32 years before retiring in 1984. For the past year, he had worked here at TV 22 in the carpentry department. Junie Provost's activities extended beyond the firehouse into the community. He was active in the Lions Club and the Boy Scouts for many years.
He was one of the members in the department who was assigned to test Boy Scouts for merit badges. I know he worked quite a few years with them in their camping sprees and whatnot. And he was also very active in the Lions Club. Many functions that the Lions Club handled. Junie was always there working, whether it be a feed or whether it be a social event, and he also was active with them in their gumball machines for the eye research.
Jenks, who served with Provost, remembers what type of person he was.
Always very, very happy-go-lucky. He was always willing to work with anybody, and the fellows, you know, always got along good.
And that's the way we'll remember him, too. Junie Provost is survived by his wife, Norma. Funeral arrangements are being handled by the Colonial Funeral Home in Agawam.
If you are driving a car worth $2,500 or more, the Hampshire Group can put you behind the wheel of a 1987 BMW 528e for $319 per month or less. The four-door, six-cylinder 528e is loaded with extra features. Or drive an 87 BMW 325 two-door with air conditioning, sunroof, and stereo cassette for as little as $249 a month with no down payment. Lease a BMW, the ultimate driving machine, from the Hampshire Group, 280 King Street, Northampton.
Announcing the latest development in lawn care. It's the only piece of equipment you'll ever need for a beautiful lawn. Place a call and switch to Old Fox, and you're setting New England's most respected lawn care company in motion. A team of service professionals who believe you and your lawn deserve the best treatment. Look for this brochure and sweepstakes offer in your mail, or call us soon. A lot depends on Old Fox.
Everyone likes fresh food. But how do you tell if the food you're buying is really fresh? It can be quite a problem, especially when it comes to eggs. But thank goodness you live in New England, because in New England, eggs that come from local farms are brown, and that makes it very easy to tell a fresh egg. All you have to do is look at it.
Brown eggs are local eggs, and local eggs are fresh.
Now's the time to make a smart move on a new Olds, because Oldsmobile now offers new 3.9 annual percentage rate GMAC financing on every Delta 88, Cutlass Sierra, Cutlass Supreme, Olds Calais, and Forenza. 3.9%, that's smart. Or get as much as $1,200 cash back direct from Olds, depending on the options you buy. That's smart too. The choice is yours. No matter how you look at it, you're gonna save money on a brand new Olds.
See your Olds dealer for 3.9 annual percentage rate GMAC financing, or up to $1,200 back depending on options you buy.
Imagine heating and air conditioning 40 downtown office buildings from one central plant. City of Hartford's used it as a cornerstone for their downtown development back in 1961. Springfield Mayor Richard Neal got a tour of the system today, and he thinks it's time his city gave it a try. Steve Brown reports.
There are 40 large office buildings here in Hartford that have no heating or air conditioning equipment. They don't need them. This plant does all that for them. It's owned by the Connecticut Natural Gas Corporation, and it supplies heat and air conditioning via pipelines to buildings like Phoenix Mutual Insurance at a big savings.
Our load is constant, and they handle that load without any situation or any problem whatsoever.
Springfield's Mayor Neal likes this idea very much. He brought several members of the City Council and Springfield business community to Hartford today to give it the once-over. Neal believes district heating and cooling could play a big part in Springfield's future.
We could begin conceivably by tying in a number of buildings in the downtown area, but my plan would be to eventually heat and cool the north end, the south end, and Winchester Square and other neighborhoods in the city of Springfield.
Total cost of building a heating and cooling plant in Springfield is estimated at $30 million. Most of that would come from the Connecticut Natural Gas Corporation. Mayor Neal is sold on the notion. The question is, can he sell it to the Springfield business community? In Hartford, I'm Steve Brown, News Center 22.
Neal is convinced a district heating and cooling plant in Springfield could mean continued growth downtown for many years.
After posting 6 consecutive closing highs, prices retreated today on Wall Street.
Mike Williams of Prudential-based Securities joins us now with details. He's reporting live from our downtown Springfield studio in the Marriott Hotel. Mike?
Good evening, Beth and Dave. The market spent the day digesting its recent gains. Stock prices dropped 16 points in the first hour, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average suffering mostly the losses. Some firming took place later in the session, but a rally attempt in the final half hour was unable to get off the ground. Consequently, the blue chip index closed with a loss of 5 points, accompanied by an 8-to-6 ratio of losers to winners. The bears are having a tough time talking this market down. The best they could do today was that 16-point loss in the Dow early on. The ocean of liquidity out there continues to support the list on any pullback, and we don't see any signs of a major correction in the offing. Nevertheless, we may see some additional weakness over the next few days before the uptrend resumes. In the meantime, buying opportunities abound. The fixed income markets continue to be on hold. The government bond market is in the midst of a mini refunding, and the recent instability in the dollar is not helping market psychology. As to the dollar, it firmed a touch today following a comment by Secretary James Baker that appeared to steer away from the notion that he is seeking a further decline in the dollar. Mr. Baker told the Senate Government Affairs Committee that he is confident the exchange rate changes that have already taken place will significantly cut the U.S. trade deficit. Summing up, the market ran into a bout of profit-taking today, which could lead to a weak opening tomorrow. Metals were off today, with silver at $5.88, down 2 cents, and gold closed in Chicago at $413, off 50 cents. This is Mike Williams with Prudential Base Securities, reporting live at the downtown Marriott for News Center 22.
Thanks, Mike. Well, this, of course, was the perfect day to have off. It wasn't the kind of day to be cooped up inside working.
Coming up, we'll look at some people who are able to enjoy the day, and meteorologist Steve Caparizzo will tell us if our luck is about to run out. We'll be back after this.
They're here now at your Western Mass Honda dealers. All the new Hondas for 1987. See the new generation of Honda Accords with new aerodynamic styling. See Honda's new affordable and economical Civics, including four-wheel drive wagons. Plus, see the new 1987 fun-to-drive sporty Honda Preludes. And see why Honda continues to be first in owner loyalty and why more people in Western Mass buy Hondas than any other import. See your Western Mass Honda dealers who say, when you're happy, we're happy. Every spring, people strive for a beautiful lawn the same old way, with products that treat every lawn the same and can give you the same old frustrating results. Because lawns are different, ChemLawn has over 800 programs. We select the one right for your lawn and change it as your lawn's needs change. That's why we can guarantee to make it beautiful. ChemLawn, making America beautiful, one lawn at a time.
Let's see, I know Big Y has terrific specials this week. Oh, here they are. Oh, these are bonus buys.
For all cat lovers, stock up now on Kitty Litter Cat Litter in the 30-pound bag for just $3.59. And on Cal-Can Cat Food, get any two 13-ounce cans for 89 cents. Save on St. Mary's Percale sheet sets for as low as $1.99 with our Saver cards.
Stock up and save.
Big Y, you're in the market for the very best.
Announcing special factory offers on Jeep Cherokees and Wagoneers. Get up to $700 cash back on a 2- or 4-wheel drive Cherokee. You can use the cash as a down payment or get 2.9 financing or $500 cash back on selected Jeep Comanches. See your dealer for details.
Enjoy sensational savings now at your Western Mass Renault Jeep dealers. The biggest savings of the year, but hurry because these special offers end very soon.
Today was a rare and wonderful day. A big dose of sunshine and warm temperatures was enough to lure Western Massachusetts residents outdoors. At Springfield's Forest Park, plenty of people took advantage of the warm weather. Some tried to get a start on that elusive tan. A few chose to celebrate musically. But most were simply happy to be outside.
This is the warmest weather we've had. Last year it wasn't like this. We had a storm or something, I think, the end of March last year. I know it was cold because I was on spring break.
Certainly there had to be a few people who were playing hooky from work or school, but one Springfield man thought the weather was good enough to spend a vacation day.
It's a great day today.
Must be a nice surprise, nice change of pace.
Sure is. Took the day off for it.
Sure was, and most of the people knew that the sun and warm temperatures were only temporary, but they were glad to have it anyway. And I guess that's the way we have to look at these days, take them as a bonus and expect the worst after that.
Yeah, you know, it makes me feel like I wish I were a kid again, because then it was acceptable to play hooky. Now you can't get away with it.
You go crazy inside at school, too.
Right now we check in with Steve Caparizzo, who can be the bearer of the bad news, because all good things must come to an end. Steve?
That's right, guys. We've had a stretch of 3 beautiful days now, and I've been acting like a little kid, playing a little hooky tonight. In between weathercasts, I was over here with Sean and Mark from Westfield State College playing a little basketball. How'd I do, guys? How'd I do? They won a minute, but I beat them 1-on-2. I beat those two guys from Westfield State, so I guess I'm not that old yet. Just a reminder that April 5th, we'll be starting daylight savings time a little bit early this year, April 5th. That's a Sunday at 2 a.m. Push your clocks ahead 1 hour. We lose 1 hour of sleep, and of course, we gain that extra daylight during the evening hours. Radar tonight is picking up the change that we're watching, and that's an area of showers west of Binghamton through the Poconos of Pennsylvania, and also some heavier thunderstorms in the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area, reports of golf ball size hail. And that change will be arriving here, looks like sometime early tomorrow morning in the form of some showers and cooler temperatures for most of tomorrow. High temperatures today, real comfortable. In fact, 73 here in the Springfield area, down at Bridgeport, a record high of 68. Even over in the coastline, it warmed up before the sea breeze set in this afternoon. 70 at Concord and 68 degrees up at Burlington, Vermont. Locally, temperatures are still very comfortable, very mild, though it has been cooling off in the past half hour or so here at the Little River recreational area in Westfield. 62 in town, 56 Granville, 58 at Worthington, 62 in Amherst, and 56 from Charlene up at Irving. Out west, temperatures still in the 60s, up at North Adams, 64. We have 59 degrees in the Pittsfield-Lenox area, 66 at Great Barrington. The low this morning was 31, so we went up 42 degrees today with that bright, bright sunshine. National weather map tonight has that high pressure departing off the mid-Atlantic coastline. And there's the storm system up over Wisconsin, which continues to dump some rather heavy snow. Parts of the Dakotas back into western Nebraska. Some areas up to 2 feet of snow past couple of days. And here's what I expect. I expect that cold front to be closing in on us. And so our forecasts over the next couple of days will be a little bit iffy, especially tomorrow. Here's our forecast map starting with tomorrow. The cold front will be moving through the Hudson Valley into here. There will be some shower activity and maybe even a rumble of thunder, and behind it the cooler air will work in. And on Friday we may squeeze out a little bit in the way of dry weather, at least a little bit of sunshine for a while. Temperature's still fairly comfortable, but that next storm system in Kentucky will likely bother us with rain Friday night into the first part of the weekend. So enjoy tonight. After that, things will be cooling off, and we have just a little bit of rain moving in. My forecast for tonight, a beautiful evening with clear skies, then clouding up later tonight. There may be a shower by daybreak. Temperatures 40 to 45. For tomorrow, mostly cloudy and noticeably cooler. There'll be a few showers around, maybe even a rumble of thunder. That's not out of the question. Highs 53 to 58. For tomorrow night, clouds will begin to break up a little bit, drier, 35 to 40. And on Friday, some sunshine, and not too tough to take for the temps, 53 to 58. In the extended outlook, as we look ahead to the weekend, the chance of showers or rain for Saturday in 48, and then some sunshine returning on Sunday and into Monday with temperatures just about where they should be, around 50 or 52 degrees. So overall, not a bad weather picture, though we need some rain. I think we'll see a little bit tomorrow, and another chance of rain as we look ahead to the weekend. Back to you, Beth and Dave.
All right, Steve.
And back to reality.
Problem is, we've all been spoiled now.
I know,
so we expect this.
Sure have.
All right. Well, the deadlock between Roger Clemens and the Red Sox continues tonight.
Up next, John Dusman will fill us in on the newest statement from Clemens. That's when News Center 22 returns.
Buick, built to provide a comfortable, comforting, and competent automobile that enhances driving pleasure. The Buick Century, clean, crisp styling, front-wheel drive, and an interior that is both practical and luxurious. LeSabre, exemplifying Buick's excellence of engineering with front-wheel drive, transverse-mounted 3.8-liter engine, and aerodynamic styling. Buick, reliable and affordable at the #1 Buick dealer in the area, Hauser Buick, Columbus Avenue in Springfield. New lighting fixtures from Arco Electric Supply can really spruce up your home's decor. See the latest in track, recessed and bath lighting, medicine cabinets, and Tiffany-style lighting. Arco offers all types of fixtures by respected manufacturers such as Thomas, Juno, Hinckley, Kichler, and Fasco. Also on display are parlor fans, door chimes, range hoods, and central vacuum cleaners, all at reasonable prices. Let Arco's 28 years of lighting experience help you. Visit Arco Electric Supply, 21 York Street, next to Hauser Buick in Springfield.
Pennsylvania is making ready for a very special event. And a very special guest. The guest is you. The event is your vacation. Call this toll-free number and come. Your vacation is waiting in Pennsylvania.
Well, I guess you could say all eyes and ears were focused on Roger Clemens today.
They sure were. You know, I still think he is getting some bad advice from his agents.
Well, Roger makes the final decision, of course.
That's true.
You're your own man, you know? That old Billy Joel song, you eventually sleep with yourself or whatever. you got to make your own decisions.
Heard that one,
you never
John.
heard that?
No.
You got to make your own decisions. I mean, the guys advise them, but it's Roger's behind the whole thing.
You're right.
I mean, it's not mind control.
You're right.
Thank you very much.
Right you are.
Maybe you should listen to some contemporary songs once in a while. Red Sox pitcher Roger Clemens says he's ready to continue his holdout from the Red Sox. Roger held a news conference today to get things off his chest. Now, Clemens arrived early this morning at the offices of his agents, Alan and Randy Hendricks. Roger seemed happy enough when he walked into the news conference, but once he sat down, he indicated he was not happy at all with the way the Red Sox are portraying him in the media, and he feels the Sox are using him as an example, even though he was the best in baseball last year.
I don't appreciate them trying to throw it back on me as a bad person. As the public knows that, they're telling y'all one thing and telling us a different thing, and I don't appreciate that.
So Roger is angry, no doubt about it. Roger says he'll continue holding out till he gets what he wants, but he has no desire to leave Boston. He has a love affair with New England, and he hopes that love affair can last.
I want to play in Boston. I've enjoyed the challenges that have been presented to me there. I enjoy the tradition that's there in that ballpark. I enjoy the fan notoriety that I get there, how observant they are, how knowledgeable they are of the game. I like that. I like pitching in Fenway Park, and I like what I'm doing there right now. So other than that, you know, I haven't played for anybody else, and I don't wish to.
The Red Sox have no intention of trading Roger, but Roger has to decide if he's ready to sit out the entire year.
Can you realistically, in your own mind, envision not putting on a baseball uniform this year?
Oh, I've thought of it long and hard, and you know, I hate to think about it, but that's, again, if I was willing to accept their offer, what they put on the table, I'd have been in Winter Haven right now.
So Roger stays out of camp. Rich Gedman can't sign until May 1st, and now Gedman's replacement, Mark Sullivan, broke his toe. He'll be out for at least a week. He broke it last night's game against the Yankees. The Sox take on the Yankees again tonight. Well, no broken toes or holdouts to report yet in high school baseball. Just the normal talk about who's the best. Of course, Holyoke always seems to be a team to talk about this time of year. Now, 2 years ago, Holyoke won the state championship. It was a great group of kids. Had the right combination of talent, attitude, and good coaching to be the best in the Commonwealth. It was a super experience for them. A lot of people are talking about Holyoke in '87. Once again, they're one of the teams to beat. A team with solid pitching, strong up the middle defensively, and although they are a bit young, they should be in the running all season. Of course, it's much too early to think about another state championship, but it's a short season, and Coach Joe McCarthy likes what he sees already.
These kids I've been watching them for years, and they're coming along. Their attitude is great. It reminds me of my state championship team from 2 years ago. We're all just psyched. We're ready. We've been ready since September.
Well, I think we have everything there, and the main thing that'll help us out so much that we didn't have last year is the attitude. We have a team that can be down 10-0, ninth inning, still wouldn't give up.
The kids in the infield and the outfield, we've been playing together since Pee Wee League, so we all know each other very well and know each other's moves, so we'll be good.
Any goals at this point?
Yes, to win as many games as we can, have a good time doing it, and another state championship would be great, but it's a long shot, but we always shoot for it. It was just so much fun 2 years ago that I tell the kids we shoot for it because it's just such a great experience.
So it's a long way to another state title for the Purple Knights. Championship comes with kisses and handshakes. In '85, Coach got the best deal with 2 kisses at one time from Mom and the wife. The Hartford Whalers take on Edmonton tonight in the Civic Center. This could be the exact same matchup you will see in the Stanley Cup Finals this year. The Celtics were down in Hartford last night. They massacred the lowly Cavaliers of Cleveland. We go down there for the massacre. Cleveland in red, Ron Harper with the ball. It appears to have an easy layup, but he misses it. Danny Ainge takes the ball up the court, passes to Larry Bird. Bird to McHale. He jams it in for 2 points. Celtics seem to be able to score at will. Right here, Robert Parrish waltzes right around the defense, puts the ball in the hoop. Celtics up by 8 points. Some rough going for Dennis Johnson. A couple people fell into the stands last night. DJ just goes right over the bench, right to the crowd, and took Dennis a while to get up. Finally gets up, comes up for air, and Dennis is okay. That's all they need at this point is another injury. Walton sat out, by the way. His ankle was hurting last night. Larry Bird, been real hot lately, had 32 points. The Celtics won 111-88 was the final. That Billy Joel song, you know, sooner or later you wake up with yourself. That's what I'm trying to get at. No matter who you're tied in with, you're your own man. Agents, wives, friends, you're your own man.
We got the gist.
Thank you very much.
For some people, that could be a frightening thing, couldn't it?
Thank you.
I've heard
it could
the song too, John.
Thank you.
Another impressive award is on its way to one Springfield high school.
Yes, and this group continues to rack up awards. We'll tell their story next.
Mercury Sable's got the shape everybody wants to be in. And now that shape is even more affordable with 3.9 APR financing or $400 cash back. There's 3.9 plus up to $600 cash back on Mercury Topaz, Lynx, and Merkur XR4TI. Factory-to-dealer incentives may mean big savings on 6-cylinder Cougars, too. See your New England Lincoln Mercury Merkur dealer.
All kinds of things you use every day are on sale this week at CVS at unusually low prices. Like Depend undergarments, both regular and extra absorbent, are available at a great price, just $10.99 after rebate. Or Alberto hairstyling products, gel, aerospray, and mousse in selected sizes at just $2.17 each at today's neighborhood drugstore.
Well, already Springfield Central High School is racking up awards. 11 days ago, Central won the Massachusetts Division I basketball title.
And yesterday, Central's jazz rock singers were named state champions. And it seems the jazz group is making this a habit. This is their 4th state title in 5 years and their 3rd consecutive win, having won those previous titles as Classical High. The state competition yesterday was held at Central and was sponsored by the National Association of Jazz Educators. And this past Sunday, the Jazz Rock Singers won the Northeast Regional Competition in New Hampshire. The group is under the direction of Mark Todd, and the choreography is done by Todd's wife, Lisa. We leave you tonight with a song from Central High's Jazz Rock Singers.
A cup. Boston beans. Soybeans. I said those itty bitty little green beans. Cabbage and green. You know that I'm not here without a bean. Unless it is a cherry coke.